Hello class, this is Demetrius Wilson with Business Marketing. We're now on Chapter 10, Product Marketing, as opposed to Service Marketing. Our learning outcomes for Chapter 10 are explain what a product is and the importance of products in the marketing mix, discuss the product life cycle and its implications for marketing. Products aren't around forever. Explain product portfolio management and how it relates to the organization's marketing strategy and tactics. Define the process for creating new products, and identify the challenges associated with creating a successful new product. Not that easy, or all of us would be doing it. These are the 4 levels of an actual product. So your core product is here, the benefit system, but from outward from that product, you have your tangible product, which you can obviously touch, packaging, features, styling, warranty, quality, and brand name. And then you have your augmented product, so that's some adjustments have been made. So installation, after-sales service, credit, delivery. So these are all the things outside of the actual tangible product. Like if they deliver a washer and dryer, how do things go in terms of hooking it up, customer service in case I can't figure out the new digital features, things of that nature. And then the promised product, ultimately, does it hold value? Can you trade it in? Like say if it's a car and you want to trade it in for a new car, dependability and status. So when you compare purchases, sometimes your purchases could be the exact same purchase. Like I could have purchase A and you could have purchase A, but they could be for totally different reasons. So here on the left side, someone's going out to Miami for a meeting. So it's great. Yeah, we all love Miami, but they're going for a meeting. And here, they're going out to Miami, but they're going out to Miami for a vacation and for fun. So on the left side it says, I need to be in Miami for a meeting next Thursday. Core product is transportation. Tangible product is the actual airline ticket, convenient routing, reasonable cost, frequent flyer points, optimal flight times. The augmented product is in-flight meal purchase, right? So maybe I want to have a meal while I'm on the flight. Insurance for flight changes because it is a business trip and things may change. I may have to go to New Jersey as opposed to Miami. Promised product, productivity, convenience, and success. That's what the airline is promising me. Now on the right-hand side, very different in nature. I need a break from my stressful life, so I want to go to Miami and have some fun and party it up. Core product is escape and peace of mind. Tangible product, same thing, reasonable cost, ease of booking, quality of flight experience and service. So somewhat the same, but a little bit different. It's different if you're going on a business trip versus you're going on vacation. You're going on vacation, you might be a little bit more price sensitive. Business trip, not so much just because it's the company's money. Augmented product, full vacation services, right? Hotel, rental car, everything all in one. In-flight meal and premium drink purchase because, I want to have a good time. Maybe you need a clear mind on the left side. And then baggage service, because we've got a lot of stuff because we're going to stay there for an entire week. Here, I'm just in and out because I'm just going to the meeting. Promised product is escape, peace of mind, and happiness. So same product, I'm purchasing a ticket from New York to Miami, but for very different reasons. This is a really good diagram or good picture. Characteristics that distinguish goods from services. So you have pure goods on this side. So you have salt, computer, fast food, and clothes. Pure services on the right side. Airlines, teaching, and investment advice. Well, what makes it a product, or what makes it something that you could touch? Because it's tangible. If you can't touch it, it's a service. It's intangible. On this side, low customer involvement. If it's a product, right, I just go to the store and I pick one up. A high customer involvement if it's a service. I call somebody and say, hey, can you clean my carpets, and how's this gonna flow? Low quality control problems, high quality control problems on the product side. On the service side. Easy to evaluate your product. Not so easy to evaluate your service, especially if things don't necessarily go the way that you want. Inventories on the product side, no inventories on the service side because you just go and actually, complete the process. No time criteria on the product because it could sit on the shelf till it's sold, and a strict time criteria for service. Low importance of contact points, high importance of contact points on the service side because you need to be in contact with the individual that's handling everything for you. Higher level of service, as we talk about, it seems like every chapter, Zappos. Zappos has a 100% satisfaction guaranteed return policy at no cost to the customer and no complaints about items returned. Customer service employees encourage customers to order 2 sizes of shoes to make sure they get a pair that fits and return the other pair, right? That they actually encourage that. The company frequently upgrades orders to valued clients to one-day shipping and sends personal notes expressing appreciation for their business. Is something that I actually started to do at my company. I think it does make an actual difference. Zappos posts a support phone number on every page of its website, and a lot of companies actually try and hide that phone number. The company has found that only 5% of sales come through the phone, but when customers do, there's an opportunity to create a deeper relationship. So whether it be sales or service, they might want to reach out and contact you. So you should publish that number. The product lifecycle, or the PLC, first you have your product development, right? You have to create it. Someone comes up with the idea and then they actually, create the actual product. You have market introduction. Things are not going as fast as they will later on, but the market introduction, hey, everybody, here's the new, hoverboard. Then you have growth. Everybody learns what the hoverboard is. Everybody wants to buy it as a big Christmas gift. You have maturity, where it's at its highest point, and then you have decline, where nobody wants it anymore because maybe a lot of them were faulty. Some of them set the house on fire. A lot of injuries, things of that nature. And if you see in the next few pictures, it's interesting because when you have product development, you see your profits are below that zero. That means you're losing money, and that's okay because you have to go through that cycle in order to create the product before you sell it. So as you get into introduction, your profits are still very low, but your sales are up. And then when you get into growth, your profits go up and your sales go up even higher. Maturity, it's at its highest point. And then your sales drastically go on a decline when it starts to decline. So like for instance, if like I talked about last chapter about the BlackBerry, things start to decline and then there they go and no longer making any sales. But you can have an upswing. Like I said, they're selling them in Africa now to people who don't have the newest, latest, and greatest cell phone technology. So product life cycle, it can be a vicious cycle. What you want to do is stay on this upswing, right, in terms of your profits and sales as long as you can. Also in the product lifecycle, you can look at it in picture form, but you can also look at it in terms of, dissect it, step by step and see what are the components of it. So in the product development stage, you see, investments made, sales have not begun. So obviously we're using money, but we're not making any money. Market introduction stage, costs are very high, slow sales volume, but things are starting and they're starting to move in the right direction. You have your growth stage, things are on the incline now, costs, reduce, right? Because you have, economies of scale, because maybe now I'm making 50,000 as opposed to 1,000. So now I'm getting bigger discounts from the people who I work with. They're all kind of, profitability factors that begin there. Maturity stage, costs are lowered, right? So my costs are lower because I'm purchasing more products and things from my supplier. So my costs are lower because they're giving things to me cheaper. New competitors in the market, but hopefully I'm doing better than all those competitors because I'm at the maturity stage, and this is when things are going great. And then during the decline stage, right before that, profits start to decline. Costs increase. Sales volume declines. So this is the not so great. So we want to stay in this maturity stage, this growth to maturity stage, as long as we can, right? We don't want to get to the decline stage, and we definitely don't want to stay up here in the product development and market introduction stage very long, because then we'll run out of money. So the next three pictures, I want you to think about them all, in one relevance. So if you're looking at iPods, right, which, people don't really buy too many iPods these days, but you look at iPod sales, and from 2010 to 2014, they took a steep decline. But look how they did the introduction, and in that growth period, they shot up in maturity. They stayed there from 2007, 2009. People are like, hey, I got to have my iPod, right? And then they declined here. Well, why did they decline? Well, look at smartphone sales. From 2010 to 2014, they went on the incline, right? It skyrocketed. So as sales for a smartphone increase, sales for iPods would obviously decrease. What else would decrease? Those sales for those digital cameras, right? You look at 2010 to 2014, you went up a little bit, but like from 2009 to 2010, but as soon as 2010 hit, bam, straight on the decline. Nobody needs you don't need a digital camera anymore. You take pictures with your camera. My mom was using the camera the other day, and I took like 5 pictures while she could take one. So a lot of people aren't really using, cameras these days. So it's interesting to see what happened at the same time with iPods, smartphones, and digital cameras, right? And who's winning out? Obviously the smartphones. But the same people who made the iPods are the same people making the smartphones, or a good portion of the smartphones. So they're not exactly losing. Developmental stages. So stage 1 is generating new product ideas, right? So what type of ideas? Let's spitball, let's brainstorm, figure out, some good ideas, something that we can create and make. Stage 2, screening product ideas, right? So let's screen them. Let's figure out what's good, what's not good, what's going to work, what's cool with the government, what's legal, what's not legal. And stage 3, concept development testing. So we have to test it out, do some beta testing, make sure that everything's cool and precise, make sure that these are things that we can produce, we can market, and we can sell. So you see those 3 phases, generating and screening ideas. In stage 1, you create new product ideas. Stage 2, you screen them. Stage 3, you have concept development and testing. But in phase 2, when you're developing the products, you have 4 and 5 stages where you have business case analysis and technical and marketing development. Then you get to phase 3, commercializing new products. You want to test market your product. You want to launch it, and then you want to evaluate. And this is very key, stage 8, where you evaluate. A lot of people don't do that. They launch things and they don't evaluate what's wrong. Figuring out what's wrong can keep you in that growth and maturity stage much longer than if you just figured out, hey, things went great, let's rake in all this money. Business model, and this is really good because it's something so relevant. Uber. I took Uber the other day, and it was the first time that I actually used it on my app. Usually somebody else would have it and I would just jump in with them. It was the first time I ever, actually used Uber. But it was really good when you look at their business model. So you see their key partners, so the drivers or the contractors, right? Their key activities. So they want to define and create simple user driver experience. And how do they do that? It's just through an app. Like if you see further in this business model also talks about the fact that you don't use a phone to contact people for Uber. You don't pick it up and call like you would a taxi. You have one platform and app so that it supports the entire market. So it makes things a lot easier if they're troubleshooting and things of that nature. They've got global press worldwide and word of mouth. Value propositions, no need to find or wait for a taxi. It's perfect. They tell you when they're going to be there. So on the map, it shows the guy driving through the little map, and then bam, you step outside the club or bar and you jump on in. Or, it could be a restaurant. Doesn't necessarily have to be like that you're out on the town. Prices below taxi fares, which is, really hurting the taxi drivers. Easy payment with your phone or app, right? It's connected to your credit card. There you go. Customer relationship. So they, as soon as you're getting out of the car, they're asking for feedback. If it's a good experience, you're like, hey, I'm giving this guy, 55 stars. Quick responses to passenger issues, right? So that's a big thing. I had a thing on Amazon the other day. I called this vendor and I had ordered something. They sent me the wrong thing. But then when I sent the email to Amazon, man, that person responded to me probably within 3 minutes. So they know that they don't want Amazon to cut them off, so they make sure that they do things the right way. So those quick responses, they mean a lot. Channels, so geographic penetration strategy, internet-only ordering rights. Like I said, it's not over the phone, but that's good because they don't have to worry about phone lines being down and things of that nature. Customer segments, so you have business travelers, right? So people who are, I want to go from the airport to somewhere else. Bar and party goers, right? Nobody wants to drink and drive, so you just come out and you say, hey, can I, call an Uber? Not call Uber, but, order Uber, and you just step outside and bam. If any guys have been out lately, and you're at, like a happening spot, you see a lot of people just, hey, where's my Uber? Let me look. Are you Mark? Are you John? Are you Mark? Are you the right driver for me? And then you have convenience to riders, and it is very, very convenient. So down here, you can look at on your own at the cost structure and their revenue streams, but revenue stream about 20% of the driver revenue, right? So the driver gets their amount, and then Uber gets their amount as well, and they're doing quite well. Then their pricing multiplier at peak hours, right, which is smart. If it's nighttime and people really need that Uber, then we've got the market and we can charge as much as we want. Not as much as we want, but maybe charge a little bit more than what they charge during the day. So that's it for chapter 10 on this great Uber business model, and that's probably why they're doing so well right now. And I know they have their some sticking points here and there. With battling against taxi drivers, things of that nature, some things that have happened, but all in all, they're very successful. So that's it for chapter 10. As always, be sure to take your quiz, complete all of your assignments that you need to do for the week. And we're moving right along. Chapter 10, only, I think probably about 6 more chapters to go. So that's it. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to email me and let me know. I will definitely respond quickly to assist. As always, I want you guys all have a good day and a great week.